Hello everyone. I decided, I believe the last video, near the end of the last video, I mentioned something about I wasn't sure if I was going to do the gaslighting along with the religion at the same time, and really thought about it and really brainstormed and really kind of sat there and thought, no, I think it would be way too long of a video to do both of those elements at the same time. So I decided to do both of those elements separately. So that's going to be in the next video. But this video is going, I decided to do this video on gaslighting. So your next video will be religion, and I don't know, just like I said, just bear with me. I'll have that video out probably within a couple of days after shooting this video. So, gaslighting is really deep, and I guess you could say there's like, I kind of think it's kind of sort of a form of projection in a way, because narcs like to deflect the attention from themselves and love to throw you off balance when you try to seek the truth or confront them about something. So, here it goes. Have you ever heard these sayings coming from your narc? Coming from your narcissistic mother and or siblings? It's all in your head. You're delusional and you need professional help. You need meds. You're crazy. You're crazy. This never happened. I never said that. Are you sure about that? All of these things are manipulative tools. And like I said, they're designed to just throw you off balance. So, because narcs hate confrontation, and like I said, they want the attention diverted off of them. This is why they gaslight you. The term gaslighting, and I've done some research about this just to give you a better understanding of where the term gaslighting came from. So I had to research it, and so from what I gathered from my own research is that the term gaslighting came from the 1938 stage play Gaslight, in which a husband attempts to drive his wife crazy by dimming the lights, which were at that time powered by gas, in their home, and denies that the light changed when his wife points it out. So that is where the term gaslighting comes from. So now that we have a better understanding of where that term comes from, now we can really see how that really applies to the one of the most effective tools from a narcissist. So gaslighting is an extremely effective form of emotional abuse that causes you to question and or to doubt your feelings, your instincts, and your sanity. This results in giving your narc a lot of power to make you feel crazy. And once the narc has broken down your ability to trust your own perceptions, you are most likely to stay with your narc unless you decide to cut ties with your narc and go no contact. So in this video, when I refer to narcs, that could just apply it to anything, like kind of like apply it to the people in your life, whether it be your mother, your enabling father, your siblings, cousins, whoever, or even anybody associated with your narc family. So every time I say the word narc, just apply it to your situation. But anyway, there are techniques of gaslighting that your narc will use. And the very first one is called withholding. This is where the narc pretends not to understand what you're talking about. They play dumb. It's like, or yeah, they like to play dumb, and they'll say things like, I don't want to hear this again, or are you trying to confuse me? So they don't want to face nothing. As like I said, they hate confrontation. The second one is called countering. So in this case, the narc questions your memory or events or like they question your memory of events, even when you know in your own mind, in your own heart, and within your own instincts, you know that what you remember is accurate. And so this is the way they like to just throw you off. So here's an example of what countering is all about. You're wrong. You never remember things correctly, or by telling you that you better get your facts straight before you take a stab at someone or take a stab at me. You know? So, and definitely one of my narc sisters has done said that to me. Better get your facts straight. And then the third one that they love to use is called blocking and or diverting. And this is where your narc loves to change the subject and or questions your thoughts. And this is, here's an example of that. Is that another crazy idea that you got from your friend or something you found on the internet? Or they may really be a real smartass about it and sit there and say, are you watching, saying you're probably watching too much Dr. Phil. You've been watching him too much. Or are you in one of your imaginative trips again? You better lay off the weed or alcohol or whatever it is that you're taking because you're really, really messed up. You know, something wrong with you. And it's more like they might say something like, a narc might say something like, well, if you don't get off this trip or trips that you're on, I may have to enroll you or get you admitted to some psych ward. I'm sure that really sounds like a bell, like someone trying to say, oh, well, you know what? We need to get you to Medicare because you belong in the loony bin. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You've been watching too much Dr. Phil or whatever it is. You know. So that's like a blocking and diversion type of technique. The fourth one is called trivializing. Your narc makes your needs or feelings seem very unimportant. It's like, you know, they don't give a darn what you think, what you say, how you feel. So an example of what they'll do is like, you're going to get angry over a little or petty thing like that, or you're too sensitive, or you're acting like a child and you want attention, and telling you to grow up, or say, well, you're selfish. Don't think about nobody else but yourself. Does that kind of ring a bell? And can you really relate to that? But I'm just letting you know that that's one of one of their methods of gaslighting. And then the last one is forgetting and or denying. Your narc pretends to have forgotten what actually occurred or denies things like promises made to you. And here's an example of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Or you're just making stuff up. Or stop lying about me because I am so awesome. That there sounds like somebody I know. Because this person can't take what's dished out to them. And I remember the last video I talk about, your narc, in one of the elements of the last video where I spoke about, they like to dish out the truths and things out about you, but then when you dish the truth out about them or point the finger back out at them, they don't like it. It's one of these defense mechanisms, It's like, stop lying about me because I am awesome. Makes you want to laugh. This to me is a facade of playing the amnesia game with you by saying, what are you talking about? I don't remember saying that. You must have gotten me all mixed up with someone else. And I remember using my narcissistic mother as an excuse the time when I had confronted her a while back about wanting to take my kids back because me and my husband at the time were looking into townhouses, and I remember confronting her about that, and she says, I don't remember that. So that's just this, tactic that she played with me, forgetting and denying. So how do you come to overcome gaslighting? Now that we know what it is, how do we overcome that? One of the ways that you can really overcome gaslighting, or I would say the best way, is to empower yourself and know what the signs of gaslighting are. You learn the signs, you empower yourself, and you learn how to trust yourself again. And this is very important, because if you don't learn how to trust yourself, then you're always going to be second guessing yourself. You're always going to be thinking of every decision, even simple day-to-day decisions, that you become so indecisive, or you keep constantly changing your mind all the time. All because, you don't have that feeling of wanting to trust yourself. So learning how to trust yourself is key. Learning how to trust yourself and learning those signs of gaslighting. Once you learn those signs and know your narc through these techniques that I just described to you, once you learn that and the signs of what your narc does, then you can learn also how to trust yourself again, and I'll discuss that here briefly. But I'm going to give you the signs. I'm going to give you more signs of what to look out for as far as how the gaslighting that your narc does to you affects you. So one of the signs is you constantly, like I just said, you just constantly second guess yourself, even in day-to-day decisions. Asking yourself, am I too sensitive or am I selfish? And you go through this multiple times in a day. Another one would be you often feel confused and even crazy. You're always apologizing with your narc. You can't understand why, with so many apparently good things in your life, but you're not happier. You find yourself withholding info from friends and family so that you don't have to explain or make excuses. It's that fear, you know that something is terribly wrong, but you can never quite express what it is, even to yourself. You start lying to avoid put-downs and reality twists, and I've done this before with my narcissistic mother. I've done this before. You have trouble, like I said, making simple decisions. like I said, of often changing your mind a lot. You have the sense that you used to be a very different person. Like you were more once confident, more fun, more loving, more relaxed. You feel hopeless and joyless would be another sign. Um, and this is their effects on you and how it makes you feel. You often feel like you can't do anything right, like being over criticized, or you're hard on yourself, not allowing yourself to become a human being. Um, you wonder if you're good enough for anything or anyone. Have you ever felt that way? I sure have. And I'm sure many, many, many of us has felt this way. And now that we understand what gaslighting is and where it came from, because it's all those tapes and everything that play in your head, and all these things that you're from childhood up until now keep beating and beating and programming in your brain. So how do you learn how to trust yourself again? And the purpose of learning how to trust yourself again is to first be your own best friend in a healthy way, as long as you don't hurt others around you. Okay? Because if you can't learn how to be your own best friend in a healthy way, how can you expect for yourself to be a best friend to anybody? It's kind of like I mentioned several videos ago, to learn what love's all about and learning how to be that your own, like the mother that you want to be, and learn how to love yourself in a healthy way. Learn that love first, so that way you can, and once you learn how to love yourself the right way, the correct way and the right way, then you can learn how to love others. So it's basically the same concept of learning how to trust yourself again. So the very first thing that you really, really want to do is to really cut off contact with your narc, and that's why having no contact is so important. Cut out the narcs in your life, whether it be your whole entire family or even friends that are negative. Even if you got friends that are narcs, well, first of all, they're not your friends in the first daggone place. Cut yourself from those people and anybody that's negative. That is the most important and foremost. Because how can you expect for yourself to learn how to trust yourself if you find an excuse, or you keep constantly finding an excuse to stay with these people? So it's very important. But you need to surround yourself with positive, ambitious, and people who are real goal achievers, and learn their secrets. Through your own experience, you will be able to discern if these goal achievers are accomplishing things the right and honest way or not. Don't kid yourself. You're a lot more smarter than what you think. So even if you do surround yourself with people that really accomplish their goals, find out how they're doing it. And how they're doing it will be able to tell you that if you want to be around these people, are they really accomplishing their goals the right way? Because that's important. And through your own experience, you'll be able to discern whether to be around these type of goal-getters or not. You'll know. The second one is to keep promises to yourself. Promise to love and to be good to yourself, but in a healthy way, like I've mentioned, and not where it hurts others in loving yourself. And you do this by make a goal, such as taking time for yourself, take a walk, or do one of your favorite hobbies, or maybe even explore a hobby that maybe you're curious about, and be your own best supporter, and whatever goals that you set out for yourself, and surround yourself with people who have obtained this goal, and whatever this goal that you're seeking to accomplish, surround yourself with people that have accomplished this goal that you have in mind that you want to achieve. Maybe something like losing weight, or some other aspirations. When you make a mistake, no matter how big or how small, tell yourself that no one is perfect and learn from it. You will seek help if you're emotionally in pain or physically, without any unnecessary delay, without procrastinating. So that's really important. You take action, you take the steps. You want to nip it in the bud. And that you will speak supportively and kind to yourself. And especially as you do with people that you do love. And then thirdly, you want to speak kindly to yourself. And this is key. And I know it's that could be a struggle, but it can be done. Don't make any excuses. I mean, yes, I admit that it's going to be hard, but just be willing to do the work. To speak kindly to yourself. And think about those tapes or those voices that play in your head that was beaten into your head by your narcissistic mother, father, siblings, maybe even other relatives like aunts, grandparents, cousins, etc., etc., and even some of your friends that may turn out to be narcs. Whatever narcs you have around you, even besides your family, you have to do that. So, because you hear all this perfection, this perfectionist mentality, like, can't you do anything right? You're stupid, you're an idiot, you're never going to accomplish this. You can't even do one thing right. How do you expect for you to reach this goal or to do that? Those things that get so programmed into your head. You have to really reprogram yourself by catching yourself saying those things to yourself when you are trying to accomplish something or accomplish a goal, or even on your own job, if you mess up, and you say, you idiot, you fool. Remember those voices that were always playing in your head since you were a kid growing up. Now, if you want to learn how to trust yourself, you have to catch yourself saying that. And say, first thing you say, oh, you idiot. Then you gotta say, wait a minute. That's when you take a step back and say, wait a minute. Who's talking here? My narc mother? My narc father? Is this really coming from me? Like, no. I'm not going there. I'm not going to say that. I said, okay. I screwed up. I own up to it. Now it's time for me to learn what I did wrong. Whether it be making a wrong decision about something, or you skip a step in something. Maybe you were in a hurry and doing a task and you skip a step. Something can be a little minute or big mistake. Just realize, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm only human. I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. And you gotta constantly beat that stuff into your head. I'm not perfect. And the only time that I would be a failure, a complete failure, is if I don't learn from my own mistakes. Where, like I said, where it be like a wrong decision about something, or even something as simple as driving down a road and you make a wrong turn. That's happened to us, I'm sure. It could be something complex. It could be something, like I say, something simple, like making a wrong turn when you go somewhere. So, all I'm saying is that don't be so hard on yourself. And I know that's been really beaten into your head by your narc mother or your family or just her. Wherever that voice comes from, it's time to really reprogram that and say, that's my narc talking. That's not me. So you gotta get into a habit of catching yourself, saying those things and back up, and you just gotta step back and say, wait a minute, hold on. That's not me. That's not what I'm all about. That's the narc talking to me. That's my narc mother, or that's my narc sister or brother. You know. So learning how to speak kindly to yourself, or even learning, like, learning these things, you have to shake off the perfectionist mentality because, like I said, no one's perfect. Um, let's see here. You have to remind yourself, like I said, you're not perfect and you're human. Um, and learning to trust yourself is not about being perfect. It's learning how to be human and what it's like to be a human being, you know. And there may be times that, like I said, that you may not say the right things, like say maybe in a given situation, or maybe you made a wrong decision about something, and it cost you something, or it really caused a result that you really didn't want. So you gotta not sit there and beat yourself up. Well, just like with me, with bowling, which is a sport that I really truly love. And I want to talk a little bit technical here, but for those of you that don't bowl, but just to make an example of it, it's like I would say that the lanes are changing, and I'm going through my head. I'm like, okay, well, I could either change balls, or I could move the ball. My ball is moving left. I'm doing everything right. I'm wondering if I should change my hand position or change balls, build more speed, and then all of a sudden I sit there and say, okay, well, lanes are moving left. So I'm going to go move left. I'm going to move, say, 5 boards left to counteract my ball hooking too much into the pocket because I'm tired of getting these splits. Or the last frame I let split the last time I was on this lane. And so you make the decision. You run all these options through your head, and then you make a decision, say, well, I'm going to move left. All of a sudden, you throw your ball, you hit your mark, and your ball doesn't come back in the pocket, and you don't strike. It stays to the right, and still, it's like, say if you even left a worse split. Then you're sitting there beating yourself up about it. I said, oh, daggone it, I made the wrong daggone. I said, so what the hell is wrong with me? Why I should have done this. Right there, you said, okay, that's okay. I made the best decision that I possibly could. So then I know the next option to try when I get back up there on this particular lane. Then I'll know what to do next time. I'll try this option. And then if it works, then you say, well, don't say, okay, I found it. And don't, say, okay, I found the right adjustment. But refrain from saying, why didn't I not think about this adjustment in the first place? Or why didn't I not make this decision first? No. Just say, okay, I found it. Let's go from here. And that's how pro champions are made. With that mentality. So I'm just using bowling as an example. Because I love bowling. It's my passion. So. Yeah. Or following every single rule that was ever taught to you, and for some reason you didn't follow the rules right, or you missed a rule, or you skip a step, don't be so hard on yourself. You say, hey, okay, I'm human. I miss a step. Okay, what can I do to do right next time? How can I make this right next time in case if I'm in the same situation, or you know, if I see this problem again. Let's learn what you did wrong. Let me learn what I did wrong. That's what you need to say. So let me learn what I did wrong. How can I make it right? And then you do it right the next. And then you know what to do right next time you're faced with that situation or problem again. That's how you have to program yourself. Eliminate beating yourself up, because you'll never get better if you do that. Let's see. Like I said, the only time when you fail is when you don't make the effort to learn from your own mistakes. Then that's when you fail. And you don't want to fail, so you just say, I'm going to learn from it. And you go from there. And like I said, you want to be your best, your own best cheerleader, your own best supporter. And like I said, be that mother that you've always wanted to be, that nurturing mother. You know, like I said several videos back about learning how to be the mother that you've always wanted. And like I said, that takes work. But once you've mastered that skill of wanting to be that mother that that you've always wanted, you'll be able to counteract those tapes that play in your head, or those voices. And you say, okay. Or something like, okay, you get yourself into a competition, like, I don't know, a figure skating competition, or I don't know, a dance competition, or a bowling tournament, whatever competition that you're in, or even as simply as finding a job, you know, anything that you're competing for, you always want to learn what went wrong, learn from it, and move on, and really work on eliminating the perfectionist mentality. But in doing all this, learn how to be patient with yourself. Don't expect for yourself to get this overnight. That's very important. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time. And just be patient with yourself, but then don't allow yourself to get too lax either, because that can happen too. And don't procrastinate. If you really, really want to learn how to trust yourself again, you have to work on it. You got to do the work, as with anything. So I hope that this has really helped you. And like I said, this one, the gaslighting was something that one of my viewers had wanted me to do. Basically, this person wanted me to do both gaslighting and religion. Like I said, like I remember I mentioned in the last video that I wasn't sure if I was going to do those two elements together. And so, like I said, I decided no, I'm not going to do both at the same time. I'm going to do one at a time. So tune in for my next video about religion. And expect this video within the next couple of days, whatever my schedule allows. And I really appreciate your comments, your feedback. And if this video has helped you gain a better, deeper understanding about gaslighting, by all means, please indicate that in the comment box below, or definitely, like I said, near the end of all my videos, I've always said, write me a private message, or you can give me an email, at maryallen7079 at yahoo.com. So this is Mary Allen signing off, and stay tuned for the next video where I talk about the narcissist and religion. And this one here, I believe, is going to take a lot of work for me to go into deeper detail, but please bear with me. And I would say within the next couple of days, I would say, well, today I'd say maybe I'd say give me at least about a week to be able to do this video about religion, because it's going to take a lot of work and lots of thinking, and to really go into deep depth. And I know the last couple of videos, and even the one video that I talk about the tools that a narcissist love to use, which was religion, I know I've really touched on it in different areas, and I practically may have been all over the place about it, but really haven't really done any really fine tuning or fine descriptions, but I was more broad based. So tune in for the next video about religion. I'm going to go as deep a depth as I possibly can. So this is something I'm going to have to really pray about. So I ask that you, like I said, please be patient with me. I'll get these videos out as soon as I can, and I encourage you, each and every one of you, to stay tuned and to also continue to send me suggestions about this, about any type of something that you want me to go in deeper depth to. Please keep them coming. I really appreciate it. So this is Mary Allen signing off for now, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Be strong, stay strong, and much, much love to you. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye for now.